Hi everyone, and welcome to 4Panel, the Geek Show's dedicated to comics, manga, graphic literature, and everything with speech bubbles podcast. I'm Rob, and today I'm joined by the amazing, the spectacular, the uncanny even, Andrew.
I see what you did there, because it's all comic titles.
Yes. Hey, at least I went with spectacular and uncanny, rather than Crack-a-Thum and Bamf and Pow.
I'm just glad you didn't go down the giant-sized route.
We're not talking about your man thing.
No. Especially not the tear-stained final issue.
Exactly. I'm sorry, I still can't get over that.
I don't think we ever will.
I don't think comic books ever will. I think it's one of those legacies of 80s, 90s comic books that is just there and nothing we can do will ever change it.
So I think we are going to have to put it in the same Hall of Fame as, like, the Ten-Eyed Man and Capwolf and Blackface Punisher.
And Quasar.
And Quasar. And his star brand.
Don't remind me about where that's been. Anyway, I'm sure we have some blurb to do before we get into the show proper.
Yes, we do, and thanks for queuing that up. So, we are a part of the Geek Show Podcast Network. You can find us online at thegeekshow.co.uk, where you can also click on the donate link on the right-hand side of our website if you want to help us make more of these podcasts, or you can visit the Geek Shop to buy lots of lovely items. And if you want to listen to more, you can find us on the website. We're on Stitcher, Mixcloud. We have our own YouTube channel, and I believe we're on iTunes now, maybe?
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are actually there.
Yes.
We've finally broken through their defenses. And if you want to get in contact with us, we have the Facebooks and the Twitters, and you can email us either studio@thegeekshow.co.uk or info@thegeekshow.co.uk.
Yes. And without further ado, shall we head straight into what little news there is?
Yes. Actually, no, can we not?
No.
Because the news this week is horrible and terrible and makes me want to cry.
Yes, I know, but still, we have to do it.
That was my sad Chewbacca noise.
Okay, noted. Your sad Chewbacca noise has been duly noted. Now get on with the news.
Okay. So, first of all, I'll ease us into this with the news that basically we got tricked by films. We spent like a big chunk of last week talking about Logan, only for the film to then go and like release a whole bunch of information almost as soon as we'd finished recording.
And what information did they release?
Okay, so it's mostly a better look at the cast. So main thing is it's been confirmed that yes, X-23 is going to be in the film.
Okay.
And she's going to be played by Sienna Novikov, who that means nothing to me.
Isn't what's-her-face who played Jubilee in the X-Men movies going to be in it at some point? Or is that a different movie I'm thinking of?
No, I think what's it called? Like Battle Angel Alita?
Oh, that's it. Battle Angel Alita, that's what I was thinking of.
I think she got cast in that.
Yeah, sorry, I was getting confused.
No. This is the problem with there being more than one film.
Yeah.
Anyway, also what we know is Boyd Holbrook, who is in Narcos. He's going to be playing Donald Pierce.
Okay.
Who is a cyborg member of the Hellfire Club. And see, on the cast list it says Richard E. Grant is going to be playing Dr. Xander Rice.
Now that's an interesting casting choice.
And Dr. Xander Rice, he apparently is the scientist who made X-23. But what I reckon is it might be like a bit of an Iron Man 3 trick thing where he's actually playing Mr. Sinister.
Whoa, ooh. Hang on. Richard E. Grant is Mr. Sinister.
Yeah, I mean, that's mainly why, because that would be the best thing ever.
I am just imagining that, and it's all kinds of right.
Especially because there's a scene in the comics where kind of the X-Men are in Mr. Sinister's base, and like he opens a door, and there's just like a whole army of Mr. Sinister clones.
Yeah.
Imagine that, but they're all Richard E. Grant.
Well, it'd be like, that Doctor Who episode, where he, in the Victorian London thing, with the snow and the ice and the snowmen.
Yeah, it'd be like that, but not terrible.
Yeah. And we know Richard E. Grant can play the bad guy.
Yes, he can.
Richard E. Grant may play Mr. Sinister. I, for one, I'm I'm very happy about that because I think he'd be amazing at it.
Yes, he would. Because he's Richard E. Grant and he can do what he wants.
Yes, because Richard E. Grant is free.
But because he's a pirate.
No, because he's a Richard E. Grant. On the level of things, Richard E. Grant supersedes pirates.
Richard E. Grants of old, defend your cause.
Yes, exactly. Why am I getting it?
I've amused myself now, so you can just continue talking to yourself.
Yeah. Why am I getting...
I've got all I need to get out of this.
Yeah. Shall we move on?
We shall move on to the terrible, no good, very bad news segment.
Yes. And
Which of the terrible news should we start with first, Rob?
I think we'll keep your one for last, and we'll kind of sandwich it with the first bit of no good, very bad news. Well, I say it's no good, very bad news, but it's also kind of not, but only if you're a fan. But only if you're a fan, which sadly a lot of people are. Shueisha, the Japanese publisher for Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z and various other manga like that, they have announced that they are creating a new department called the Dragon Ball Room. And that department will focus specifically on Akira Toriyama's Dragon Ball property. And
I'm glad that the article specifies that.
Yeah.
The Dragon Ball Room is going to focus on Dragon Ball.
Yes. The department is going to provide new ideas for content for Dragon Ball and it's going to optimize and expand the brand and increase merchandising opportunities and all sorts of things like that. And all I can say is, please, Goku is dead. He's come back to life. He died again and came back to life. And I'm pretty sure by this time, at this point, Akira Toriyama is not like the author of Kochikame, who did it out of love and passion and eventually decided to retire that series. I think Akira Toriyama is looking at it and going, please let me do something else. And nobody's letting him because Dragon Ball. Oh my god, we've got to have more Dragon Ball. Oh, yes.
See, my favourite part is when it said new ideas for Dragon Ball.
Oh no, every died.
Single plot isn't just, oh no, it's a new guy. He's even stronger than the guy we fought before. How are we going to beat him? Oh no, Goku, quickly go to Super Saiyan level 18.
Oh no. Everybody's dead. We need to get all the Dragon Balls together and summon Shenlong, or whatever the dragon's name is, and he's going to bring everyone back to life because, death doesn't happen at all. So that's...
No. You do die, and then you go train with King Kai and get stronger.
No, that's only if you're Goku or Gohan. Krillin died.
Else dies.
Krillin died, and he didn't get to go train with King Kai, did he? What about Yamcha, Yajirobe?
Yamcha.
Yeah.
It's funny because he's Yamcha and he sucks.
Yeah, but what about Yajirobe and the rest of them? What about the most offensive character? Killer! I'm sure he died.
What? Oh, so you said most offensive character and then a name that wasn't Mr. Popo.
Yeah, Killer. From the tournament. Do you not remember Killer from the tournament? If you Google a picture of him, you'll understand why he is the most offensive character, kind of above and beyond Mr. Popo. It's like somebody tried to do blaxploitation, but went full racist instead.
Oh dear. That's not good.
See what I mean?
That's not good at all.
Yeah, that's not good at all. So anyway, more Dragon Ball is going to be on the horizon because of this, and personally, I can take it or leave it.
I can definitely leave it.
So, leaving that...
I feel like Dragon Ball is one of the watershed moments of adulthood where you kind of get nostalgic for it because you lived it as a kid and then look back and go, oh wait, actually this was kind of the worst.
Well, it's that age-old thing, isn't it? When I was a child, I played as a child. When I became a man, I put away childish things,
Because we've completely put away childish things.
Well, yeah, we've moved on from Dragon Ball.
Yes, and moved on to the more adult world of funny things on Quasar's butt.
Yes, because we can make those jokes now and not get told off.
Sure.
Yeah, and we won't get told off. That's how we know we're mature, when we can make jokes like that and not get told off by mummy and daddy.
Except your mum probably would still tell you off.
If my mum understood the words.
That's why you learned a second language.
No, I just got really good with English. And do you know the sad part? It works even with people who are born and raised in this country.
Oh, chavs, yeah.
Not just chavs, but you know what I mean. Anyway. Leaving that to one side, we have news from you.
We do have news from me. So Marvel Comics are making a new comic.
Okay,
It's going to be written by Stuart Moore with art by Jacopo Camangi.
yeah?
Do you know what it's going to be called?
What?
Deadpool the Duck. See, it's like Deadpool, and it's like Howard the Duck, and it's like they kind of stepped into the machine from The Fly, and now they are Brundlepool.
Now they are what?
Brundlepool!
Brundlepool.
Yeah, because Seth Brundle became the Brundlefly.
Oh, God, yeah.
And this is an even more horrific monstrosity, is the point.
So Deadpool and Howard the Duck are merging into one body. And it's
I don't actually know what like the story behind it is. It's basically just a duck in a Deadpool costume, Deadpooling about.
So it could just be that Deadpool has basically decided to go on vacation and asked Howard the Duck to hold the fort for him.
I mean, I think the important point is that Marvel is creatively bankrupt and this is terrible, and I don't care.
Yeah, that, I will admit, is the important point. See, Howard the Duck and even Miles Morales' Spider-Man appeared in Mockingbird, but the way they appeared in Mockingbird it just worked, you know?
Yeah, but see, the thing is, Rob.
Yeah?
See, Howard the Duck is funny, and Deadpool is funny. So Deadpool the Duck is even funnier.
So is this the same as two wrongs don't make a right?
Yes. Except in this case, two wrongs make just... Oh my god, make it stop.
What?
Just make it all stop, Rob.
Why? What's happened now?
I don't want to look at this story anymore.
What have they done, Andrew? It's okay, you can tell me.
It's just so stupid. like the mask has a bit cut out so the beak can come through. And the feet are webbed. He's still got the belt with the pouches. Oh god, Rocket Raccoon's going to be in it as well. Why do they have to drag poor Rocket Raccoon into this? He deserves better.
He got dragged into Civil War already, so...
But everyone deserves better than Civil War.
Yeah.
Even Hank Pym deserves better than Civil War. Which is ironic because he's not in it because he's dead, which is what he deserves.
Yeah. So...
See, now the hate has just boiled over and it's kind of going in every direction it can.
Do you know the sad part about this? The real sad part about this?
Is it the every single bit of it?
No, right? I'm looking at these pictures of Deadpool the Duck, and the only thing that's going in my head is Darkwing Duck.
How dare you, Rob? How dare you mention his name in the same context as this?
No, I'm agreeing that Marvel is morally bankrupt, so they're now basically nicking ideas from Darkwing Duck and doing Deadpool the Duck.
I know, but just by mentioning Darkwing and Deadpool the Duck in the same story, you've got a bit of the taint on the terror that flaps in the night.
That's okay. A little bit of taint on that works.
But have you seen that cape, Rob? I bet that isn't dry clean only.
It might be hand wash only.
And now how he's going to wash it, Rob? He doesn't have hands.
He's got web feet.
Do you know who else has webbed feet?
What?
Deadpool the Duck.
Yes, I know. I know.
Like, I came into this story, like, wanting to joke about it, but now I'm genuinely quite angry.
Well, all I can say is, calm your nerves and relax, because IDW and Boom Studios are doing some great stuff.
So, like, not Deadpool the Duck.
Not Deadpool the Duck. I've already told you about ROM Revolution and the stuff that's going on with Micronauts.
Indeed you have.
So, that's something that you can look forward to. Today, you'll be hearing about my tale of Today, you'll be hearing about my tale of more than one Kurt Russell in the same place at the same time.
Fred, the only thing that makes Kurt Russell better is another Kurt Russell.
Yeah, Tango and Cash would have been very different if it was just Tango and Tango.
What, like Orange and Cherry Tango?
Yes. Actually, it's weird you say that, because what I'm going to talk about in the next section is kind of that. So, anyway, I think on that note, we need to take a break.
No, I'm too busy. I'm lost in the world of Tango and Tango.
I know.
You know, once they catch the bad guy, they say, I guess he's been tangoed.
Yes.
And then, like, one of the tangos is being held at gunpoint. And then he's all, what? prepare to die, Mr. Tango. But then he gets shot in the back, and he's going, who? And then the Tango in the forest, don't you know, generic bad guy name, it takes two to tango.
That's great.
This is literally the best film ever, Rob. I need to go make it.
Yes. But anyway, we'll leave that to one side, and we'll take a break.
And then Cash and Cash, with Sylvester Stallone teaming up with Johnny Cash.
Yep. Shall we leave that to one side?
We shall.
Let's leave that to one side. And we'll take a break. We'll be back in a moment.
Hello, I'm Brian Talbot. I've been writing and drawing comics and graphic novels for about 40 years now, and welcome to The Geek Show.
Hello, do you like films? Well, wow, that's good. We're over the first hurdle. If you like films and you also like podcasts, you should probably check out The Geek Show's only dedicated movie podcast, Cinema Eclectica. Well staffed with a trained array of helper monkeys, we review all of the latest films every week and do it reasonably well.
Hi everyone, and welcome back. And now we're going to be talking about some manga, some comics, lots of comics. But first, it's a manga series, a classic manga from Andrew.
Yes, that is the guy who I is. So I have been reading Queen Emeraldus by Leiji Matsumoto, which has recently been re-released in a big, not that big, in a hardcover edition by Kodansha Comics. This is volume 1.
It does look nice.
It is a very nice, actually holding it in my hands, it's kind of the perfect size as well.
Yeah. Now stop bragging and get back to the manga.
What now? Oh, yeah, talk about the manga. Are you sure we can't just spend the entire thing talking about the quality of the hardcover?
No.
But I think that should now be like the meter by which we measure all our comics and manga.
No. No.
Fine. Guess the world isn't ready for that show yet.
No, and that show would be over 18s only as well.
A bad man.
Anyway.
So, Queen Emeraldus, technically it follows a young boy called Hiroshi Amino, and that's the story. Crash lands on Mars in a spaceship that he's built just out of spare parts.
Okay.
And while on the planet, he has an encounter with the imponderable sorceress of space, Queen Emeraldus.
Imponderable?
Yes, imponderable. She cannot be pondered. So don't you even try, Rob. Don't you even try to ponder her.
But I want to ponder her.
But you can't, Rob. She's imponderable. We're
heading into the over 18s territory again. You do realise this.
Okay, quick starboard turn.
Yes.
So, Emeraldus, she's kind of Harlock's sort of... Well, Captain Harlock, I assume. People who's vaguely familiar with him.
Space pirate Harlock.
Yes.
His battleship has a skull on the side of it, and he will stand on top of it with a rose between his teeth, looking all kinds of awesome.
So basically, Emeraldus is that, but a lady.
Yes.
Which makes her even more awesome. Like, literally, her first line, she's kind of talking to some guy in a bar, and he's like, you're a lady. And she just turns to him and says, you should shut your mouth. I suggest using that bottle. And then she kind of, like, turns to face sort of the reader, enveloped in like this flowing black cloak, and just says, "Or do we have business?"
Wow.
And it's really freaking cool. Like, just literally every single thing she says is like the coolest thing ever.
Well, she is kind of the female equivalent of Harlock, so...
Yeah, like literally she meets Hiroshi Amino and basically tells him to, build another ship and come find her in space. And then flies off on her spaceship, which is also called the Queen Emeraldus.
Wow.
And I say spaceship, like for a long while you don't actually get to see what it is, and then it finally because it's invisible to radar.
Yeah.
And then you finally see what it is, and it's basically a pirate galleon attached to a space blimp.
What?
Yeah, it's basically an airship, but in space, and also pirate themed.
Wow. I'm kind of impressed and confused at the same time.
See, this is why it's imponderable, Rob, because you'll hurt your brain if you try and think about it.
I see what you mean now.
So yeah, basically, that's pretty much it. A lot of this is basically Hiroshi going to various planets, trying to slowly improve his spaceship, and occasionally meeting Emeraldus, who will then do something really freaking cool.
Because she has business.
Yes. like at one point he gets captured by space sirens because they're a thing, obviously.
Okay.
So then Emerald kind of rocks up. It implies some history with the siren. Then just stabs her with her gravity saber.
A gravity saber.
Gravity saber.
Wow.
And I don't even know what that is, but I can't think about it because she's imponderable, and that would be pondering things.
This is true.
So yeah, apart from being really cool, like on a more serious note, I also like that there's quite a heavy theme of sort of the isolation of space.
Yeah.
But also it being this big, mysterious, magical thing that everyone like aspires to get out to and explore. I like that Hiroshi keeps meeting people who've settled on planets despite wanting to explore the stars.
Yeah.
And they're kind of like, you should go on and kind of like live your dream.
See, that's really nice. I like that.
Yeah, it's kind of, it's this cool mix of being like aspirational, but also a little bit sad.
Yeah.
Because it's the idea that like 99% of us will probably never achieve what our dreams are.
This is true. So it's a recommend so far then?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I'd say this was made in the 70s, so the art is kind of a little bit scratchy in places.
It's more an acquired taste, would you say?
Yeah. I would say, I mean, there's also some, like, the background design on things is really cool. Like, lots of dials and buttons and huge screens and stuff. And I actually quite like how simple some of it can be.
Yeah.
Because there's quite a bit of, like, empty space that I think highlights sort of the isolation of the stars.
See that I like the way you describe that. It conjures up a really nice image.
Yeah, like I know there's quite a few splash pages where it'll just be like the Queen Emerald, this sort of almost in one corner of a page, and just the rest of it will be sort of the vastness of space.
See, that's nice. It's not often you actually get to see that kind of perspective. You know, the scale of just where you are in a comic or a manga.
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of space stuff is quite focused on just where the action's happening.
Yeah.
And I like having it pull back and show, yeah, it's this like infinite void.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, moving on to me.
Yeah, moving on to you.
And me, for my first trick, I have been with Boom Studios. And we have been studying, or attempting to study, the imponderable Kurt Russell.
Is he also a sorceress of space?
He is not a sorceress of space, but David Lopan, the person who Jack Burton, also known as Kurt Russell in a previous life, Jack Burton is the character from Big Trouble in Little China. Snake Plissken is the lead role from Escape from New York. So Greg Pak and Daniel Bayliss got together and thought, ooh, we have an idea. And the idea is Big Trouble in Little China crossed with Escape from New York. And how that works, how they're going to spin it out from here on, I am really curious because the first issue was hilarious. Right. Jack Burton is driving along in his truck in Lubbock, Texas. Right. It's, I think, 1987 or something like that. And he's listening to a song. He's listening to some country and blues classics by somebody called Blind Apple Mark Mary something. And he's singing along to it. What he doesn't realise is in the seat next to him, and Jack can't see him, seat next to him is David Lopan. Now, Lopan is the sorceress that Jack killed in Big Trouble in Little China. And now Lopan exists in a particular hell where somebody really smart has been killed by somebody really dumb.
So, does he meet Hitler from Ash vs. Evil Dead Revenge of Hitler?
And he hasn't yet, but I'm not ruling it out. Okay. It's hilarious, though, because Lopan is going, I'm David Lopan, the greatest sorcerer ever seen in China. You know, you can't imagine my shame. I've been defeated by a moron like you. It's a special hell that I live in now.
See, I love that as an idea.
You know, but anyway, something happens. There's a tunnel in reality, and Jack and David Lopan get dragged into this tunnel. David disappears. We don't know where he is when Jack emerges from the other side of the tunnel. What he emerges into is something that doesn't seem out of place in a Mad Max movie. You got these dune buggies and cars and people shooting at each other and things going really fast. And he's going, what the hell's going on? Why is everyone shooting at me? And then his friend Wang from Chinatown, the one who he helped, the restaurant owner from Big Trouble in Little China, turns up and says, Snake, I'm on your side, follow me. He's like, Wang? He's like, what? He's like, what are you doing in Texas? And why are you calling me Snake? I'm not, trying to explain that he's not Snake. But everyone starts shooting, so he has to try and make as though he's Snake Plissken. And when he comes out and everyone goes, oh, it's Snake Plissken, everyone drives away, basically runs away. Because no one wants to mess with Snake Plissken.
It's a fair response to meeting Snake Plissken.
Yep. Unfortunately for Jack and Wang, Snake Plissken, the real Snake Plissken, is in a bar not too far away, listening to the CB radio, and he hears that Snake Plissken is driving a big rig towards a particular area. He's like, but I'm Snake Plissken. And then everyone's going, you're not Snake Plissken. If he's driving a big rig, he has to prove that he really is Snake Plissken. He has to prove it on people. His identity is tested on humans. Snake goes to Wang's hideout, and Wang explains to Jack how Jack has come into that reality, but he still called him Snake. And then Snake turns up and shoves a gun into Jack's mouth, and Jack is basically Jack. He has good luck, and he accidentally manages to take Snake out. But they both look identical, right? Except Snake is missing an eye. And Wang explains to them that he basically did some messing around because he needed Snake Plissken. And his Chinese isn't that great, so he obviously made a mistake somewhere with the spell and pulled Jack Burton into that reality instead of Snake Plissken, because he was trying to summon Snake Plissken. So now you have Jack and Snake, but now the building that they're in is surrounded by all of these gangs who want to take out Snake Plissken, not realizing that Jack Burton is also in there, and the two of them look identical. And they keep repeating the same lines and getting into arguments with each other, saying, look, I said, don't say what I say. Like, don't say what I say. No, don't say what I say. No, don't say what I say. And it's like a kiddie fight between the two of them, and it's kind of awesome.
That is exactly how I would imagine a meeting between two Kurt Russells would go.
Yeah, it's all kinds of awesome. I'll be honest. Jack Burton is the perfect foil to Snake Plissken, and Snake Plissken is the perfect foil to Jack Burton. And there's only two things that could make this better. If you had the character that Kurt Russell played in The Thing, appearing as some, grizzled war veteran or something like that, who's got to teach Jack Burton how to fight, like Snake Plissken.
Yes.
And you have Tango.
Just get all the Kurt Russells in.
Yeah. I'm waiting for it to go full quantum Kurt Russell, and then real Kurt Russell turn up, and it's just basically a photo from, like, the Oscars of Kurt Russell. Everything else is hand-drawn except this photo of Kurt Russell.
Although I'd note that is getting a bit too Maximum Allen for my tastes.
But it would be hilarious. The thing is, like, when I said Snake Plissken, his identity is tested on humans, it quite literally is tested on humans. Every time somebody turns up with a gun, he shoots them, just to prove that he really is Snake Plissken, which is one of the funniest bits.
That must be a real hassle at the airports.
It kind of is, but the airports aren't working now, so it's just so funny because it's so goofy in certain ways, and the color scheme, it's really colorful, and the artwork is just, they've gone for a kind of cartoony Kurt Russell, but they've really emphasized the jaw and the chin on both Snake and Jack.
I see, so it's kind of like a caricature.
Yes. It's just kind of, it's just funny when you see the two of them together. And you see that they've purposefully made the chins look identical, so that even little changes in the top of the head, you can overlook, because the chins and the jawline is exactly the same.
Nice.
So, and they even, the little pursing of the lips and stuff like that, they even do that identical. It's
They've actually put quite a bit of thought into this then.
Yeah. When Wang's explaining that these gangs are, they're the guards at the Federal Culture Bunker outside of Cleveland, and Snake and Jack go, what the hell's a culture bunker? Don't copy me. You don't copy me. What did I just say? Stop copying me. Stop copying me. So yeah, anyway, Big Trouble in Little China, Escape from New York. I'm loving it so far. It's so much more interesting than what's going on in Marvel and DC at the moment. IDW and Boom Studios are kind of knocking it out the park right now.
Okay, so shall we move on?
Yes, we shall move on.
Okay, well, first things first, you lie, Rob.
Why?
Because it's not more interesting than everything coming out of Marvel and DC. Just most of their stuff.
Okay, most of their stuff. I did tell a slight porcupine there because what we got
it's
next.
at least only on the same level as Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur.
Oh, yes. I forgot about this. So
this is issue 11.
yes.
And basically, issue 10 ended with Kid Kree, aka Marvin Ellis, aka, I forget what his
Melvar,
Kree
isn't
name
it? Isn't it Melvar?
Yeah, Melvar, that's it.
Yeah.
Basically, breaking into Moon Girl's lab and confronting him.
Yes.
And this basically opens with him immediately being chased away by Devil Dinosaur, despite him trying to tell Moon Girl something. So while Devil Dinosaur is off chasing Kid Kree, Luna decides this is the perfect opportunity to use her Avengers transponder thing that she got from Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
Well, it's not because she's in trouble. She just wants Miss Marvel to think she's cool so that they can be best friends.
See, I like that. That's sweet.
Yeah, which I love. Because Luna is quite... Yeah, Lunella, even. Because Lunella's quite mature, sometimes you forget that she's just like a 10-year-old girl.
Yeah.
So I love that you'll get stuff like this, where she does just act like a kid.
Yeah.
So she does that to summon Miss Marvel, and she's talking to her, like, definitely trying to come off as cool as possible. But of course, at that moment, she swaps minds with Devil Dinosaur again.
Yes.
And there's just the bit, because it cuts back to her in Devil Dinosaur's body, and she quickly realizes, oh no, I've got to get back to Miss Marvel. And then you see her, like, sprinting through the New York streets and kind of arriving on the sidewalk and just kind of like swishing her head around, but as a giant dinosaur, like with the tiny stubby T-Rex hands kind of thrown up to her face.
Yeah.
And also what I love is that they've got bits where because obviously you get the narration boxes, which are what Lunella's saying.
Yeah.
But then you also see it come out of Devil Dinosaur's mouth. So you've got like, wait a minute. So wait a minute, which is like, runt.
Yeah.
And like, she's going to think he's me. And it's like, here's me. And then just a scream of, no. So she does that. And then we kind of cut back again to Melvar's dad, who's bringing a bunch of Kree to Earth under the false pretense that Melvar's been kidnapped by Moon Girl and they have to go rescue him, and he's definitely not deserted.
Yes. This is escalating in some very odd ways.
So it kind of cuts through, then we see kind of Devil Dinosaur and Moon Girl's body restrained in a hospital, but then he sees the Avengers transmitter thing, and then basically Lunella wakes up the next morning just to find it all chewed to hell.
Yeah, someone was feeling peckish.
Yes, they were. So they'd find that, see, Melvar as Marvin Ellis goes to visit Lunella.
Yeah.
With like some big bags full of Lego to say, let's work on this project, which makes you wonder, what is he up to?
Yeah.
So Lunella, having basically kind of sort of a friend, takes him down to show him the lab. But obviously Devil Dinosaur's there, and he can smell that obviously Marvin is Kid Kree.
Yeah.
And Lunella kind of doesn't understand. She's trying to keep the two of them apart. Eventually she gets really mad and kind of yells at Devil Dinosaur to go away because he's ruining everything. Then it's kind of Devil Dinosaur sadly stomps off into the sewers. She turns around to find that Marvin has revealed himself as Kid Kree. Says that I am honor bound to capture all inhuman traitors and return them to face justice on Nova Hala 4. I wish these things were different, but this is what I must do, even though I love you.
This has gone full soap opera now, hasn't it? It is literally full soap opera mode now.
It is. Oh. I just burst out laughing at that last page.
I'm just trying to imagine who'd play the Barbara Windsor character out of the Marvel universe. If we treat Avengers Mansion as, say, the Queen Vic.
I think we should completely flip it on its head and have Hercules be the Barbara Windsor.
Why not? I don't see why not. I think Hercules would make a good Barbara Windsor type character.
In fact, I think they should cast Barbara Windsor as Hercules in a Marvel film.
I don't know if that'd work. I'm not too sure. But we can try. You
I mean,
know,
I think you're doubting the acting abilities of Barbara Windsor.
I don't doubt the acting abilities of Barbara Windsor. I doubt her. I doubt the abilities of her bones to take stunts.
Well, I mean, they get a stunt double in, Rob.
True, but then this is going to be like Orgasmo level stunt doubles.
Oh, God, because that is where you'd have to go to get them.
I'm glad you picked up on that one. I didn't want to have to explain that joke.
No, I know, Rob. I don't think some of the listeners will have got it.
No, I'm not explaining that joke. 18 rated territory. No, I love Moon Girl. I love the way it's developing, and I love the fact that the story is developing in a way that, you know, when kids tell a lie and then they have to tell another lie to kind of compensate for the lie they told because it wasn't a
it's
good enough
basically
lie.
that big spiral.
Yeah, and I love the fact that the story is just spiraling out of control, just like the kids' story would.
Because they are kids.
I also love the fact that the big red dog did actually chew up the Avengers communicator.
But it was like, I'm actually quite sad that Moon Girl yelled at him.
Yeah, but I mean, think about it. How many times...
Devil Dinosaur's sad now, and I don't want Devil Dinosaur to be sad.
Yeah, but I mean, you've seen the cover at the end of the next issue.
Oh, yeah. Like, it's not going to last.
No.
But they're just such super best friends. I don't want them to be mad at each other even for a little bit.
They are BFFs. But I love the cover of this one, though, with Devil Dinosaur running through the streets and Lunella on her spring shoes like some mini... Yeah. Like some mini African-American Inspector Gadget.
It's great, because she is like the superhero Spring Heel Jack.
Yeah.
Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur is great.
Yes, it is. But something equally as good as Moon Girl, something equally as good as Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur is Patsy Walker.
Yes, also featuring a devil.
Yes.
But no dinosaurs.
Because it Damien Hellstrom and I've forgotten the name of the other guy.
I think it's like Mad Dog, isn't it?
It's something like that. Basically, they're both Patsy's ex-husbands. And I love the cover. Is got Patsy and Damien Hellstrom, you know, trying to arm wrestle. And you've got, what was it? You've got Howard the Duck and you've got Squirrel Girl. And I can't recognize the other three.
One of them is Boomerang.
Oh, is that Boomerang, is it?
Yeah, Boomerang, Shocker, and... Heady Wolf, possibly.
Yeah, it might be Heady, but I love Hellcat, and I love the fact that. Do you know what I really liked about one of the recent issues of Hellcat was the one where she went to see Jen, and she was sitting there and she was remembering the times with Jen, and you know when they were in the office and that. There was the whole bit where they went to eat pizza. They went to train, and then they had pizza afterwards, and then there's the whole cannonball bit. With the guy, you know, the mugger.
Yeah.
And she goes, Jen, can we? And Jen's going, all right. And then next thing you see is her just as a cannonball. And I bring that up because Patsy has been sent to hell, but who comes along?
Or something like it.
Or something like it, yeah. But who comes along to effectively guide her home? It's basically She-Hulk.
Oh, good old She-Hulk. We can trust her, can't we?
Yes, wink, wink. Now, I've heard some people complaining about the artwork in this, you know? I don't know. What do you think about the artwork, Andrew?
No, to be fair, it does seem like a little bit scratchy in places, I would say.
It's a little bit Archie, I'd say. You know, old-style Archie.
Yeah, I'd say. I read this online where it's quite zoomed in.
Yeah.
So that could be affecting the quality for a bit.
Possibly, yeah. But
it does seem like there's occasionally little bits that aren't as detailed as they should be.
Yeah.
But I think what people mostly complain about is when it occasionally goes like the sort of chibi style.
Yeah. Thing is, in Patsy's case...
I'm fine with that. I think it fits for Patsy Walker.
Yeah, I was going to say, in Patsy's case, it works. I just love the fact that Vampire Jubilee calls Damien Hellstrom son of Satan. She calls him Emo Phase.
That's exactly what he is.
Exactly. It's just kind of... Oh... But yeah, she convinces them that Patsy hasn't actually done anything, and Hetty's the one who basically conned everyone. And what was it?
So then I just love that one panel of Damien just saying, "Well, shoot."
Yeah, and Mad Dog. Patsy meets the younger version of Mad Dog in Hell. You know,
Or something like it.
Or something like it. I love the way this progresses because it ends up in a way that I didn't quite expect. Because you have the son of Satan going, well, I can bring her back. She's in the domain of Belial or whatever he is, the demon of lies. He doesn't answer to Damien Hellstrom, but Jubilee winds him up and says, "Oh, you're a bit of a coward, are you?" And various things like that. And then you have the landlady.
I just love you sent her to hell without any evidence. Don't you think that's a bit harsh?
Yeah. And I love the fact that landlady is now going, "You will bring our friend back," and Jubilee going, "I'll bite you." Then she'll bite you. She'll make you a vampire. I don't think I can do that. She can't do that, but she will bite you. You won't like it. And Jubilee just pointing at her teeth. It's one of those. It's one of those bits that just makes this comic. The thing that I liked about this, though, the most though, is we're starting to see bits about Patsy Walker. Bits about old Patsy Walker that just haven't been in the comic. Now they're adding more depth to her character.
Yeah, there's the implication that she's got quite a bit of inner turmoil that she has to deal with.
Yeah, quite a lot of anger as well.
Because it felt like one of her best friends has betrayed her.
Yeah.
Both her ex-husbands are supervillains.
Yeah.
And her mother went crazy before she died.
Yeah.
She's had a fair bit of trauma.
Yeah. And all of that anger is basically getting bottled up and bottled up and bottled up. So, obviously, the demon whose domain she's in is trying to capitalize on that. But she's not going to let them because she's Patsy Walker.
And she kicks the demon right in the tummy bits.
Is it the tummy bits or is it lower than the tummy bits? Or is this after Jubilee basically punches him out?
I'm going to say tummy bits because we are a family-friendly podcast.
Yes, this is not 18 rated. But yeah, it's funny because the demon tries to take it out on Patsy, but, then Son of Satan just gets in the way. He's like, "What's the deal, man? You sent it to me." You know how this goes. I just love the fact that as soon as things go wrong, all of the formal language goes out the window. It's like, "Hey, man."
It's like this is the bit I meant, where it was like, where the demon's talking to Hellstrom. He's like, "You didn't even wait to figure that out before you damned her to hell."
Yeah.
And so I've got some anger management issues.
Yes. Yeah. Anyway, I just love the fact that at the end of it, Damien and Mad Dog are about to get into another fight with each other because secretly they both still love Patsy.
No, they don't, because they say they don't. They definitely don't. Nope, yeah. No, sorry.
No, they don't. No, yeah, you're right. But they're both sorry and sorrier than each other.
I love that entire scene.
Yeah.
It's where it's about to start, and then Patsy yells out "enough," and they immediately point to each other and yell, "He started it."
Yes. But then it doesn't bode well for Patsy because someone else is about to step into the territory. Who else but Black Cat?
Because Hellcat is cramping her style.
Because obviously there can't be another cat, but Black Cat wouldn't go after Black Panther because Black Panther would make mincemeat out of her. Yeah. She'd go after Black Panther and end up with an entire kingdom after her.
Always pick your battles, kids.
Yes, always pick your battles. The only person who has a chance against Black Panther, I'd say, out of the Marvel Universe is, let's see. I think it'd have to be Moon Girl, but only because she'd look at T'Challa and go, I'm a big fan. Can we work on this together? And she'd probably end up as like, the honorary niece, the honorary favorite niece or something like that.
God, no, I really want those two to team up.
You can see it though, can't you?
Yeah, I feel like they'd really get on.
Yeah, you can just imagine Black Panther, he just visiting Lunella and, just basically doting on her a little bit. Why couldn't she be my child? This child is a genius.
Obviously, while the mother makes cookies for them.
Yes.
God, I hope they team up at some point.
Well, you can just imagine it if you think all the African American superheroes would look at Lunella and go, she's adorable, wouldn't they?
Yes, they would.
I don't think Storm would, if somebody tried to pick on Lunella, can you imagine if Storm was in the area?
Oh, yeah, just someone tries to start something with Lunella and literal storm clouds appear.
Yes. Weirdly enough, reminds me of an episode of Titus. So anyway, yes, Patsy Walker.
You know what I wouldn't like Lunella?
What?
Tony Stark.
Yes.
Because she'd just walk in and start pointing things going, You're doing that wrong.
Well, it's not
Like,
just that.
why are you attaching that to that?
I don't think
You know, it'd be much better if you used these crystals.
I don't think it'd just be that. I think Lynella would look around the lab and look at bits that are broken and go, "Are you going to use that? Oh, what does this do?" You know, if Tony Stark had really annoyed her, she would go full on dumb kid mode and go, "What? Hey, Mister, what does this do? Hey, Mister, what does this do?"
What does this button do? And this button do? And this button do? And this button do?
Yes. So yeah, Lunella, absolutely love Boon Girl, but Patsy Walker is it's just all kinds of special.
She's just so lovable.
Yes, she is. But I did find another comic that I've really enjoyed this week, which is Big Trouble in Little China meets Escape from New York. It's just goofy.
Does sound pretty cool.
It's just goofy. My next one is Army of Darkness and Xena Warrior Princess.
Nice.
That's next up for me, because that one, I don't know why, but it just kind of, in my head, mentally, it works, but it also doesn't, because it's Ash, and it's Xena, and you know that thing about oil and water?
They make a delicious beverage.
They don't mix. They move in different circles.
They swing in opposite directions.
Basically, yes, and we know that's true in this case.
They play for opposite teams on the baseball field.
Yes. Yeah. Anyway, so, yes, we are at the end of the show, so we're going to leave you for another week. Next week, we'll have a bit more energy.
I promise nothing.
Yes, we'll be energized. We'll what was the word? I'm trying to remember how Pratchett described it. It was pussycare, that's it. Pussycare them up.
It will be filled with vim and vigour.
Yes. Oh gosh. Yes. So, vim and vigour. Lots of that. Anyway, I have been Rob.
And I've been Andrew.
And we'll see you all next week.
Thanks for listening.